Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 3. We're live from the virtual version, at least, of the Sochi Autodrome, home of the Russian Grand Prix. And Tier 3 are going to kick off our fourth week of competition. We'll get started very soon. My name is Dan. I will be your commentator this evening. Normally I'd be joined by Matt, but he's gone AWOL. So that's nice. Hope very shortly. But we'll find that soon enough. It might end up being me all the way on my own. So we'll have to wait and see. A little bit of housekeeping to do. Rocco is not racing this evening. He is unavailable. Other than that, we have a full complement of drivers. So 19 cars on the grid, as you can see on screen. Championship leader at the moment, I believe, is Thomas after his performance last week. Might still be Rick, I'm not sure. We'll find. I'll check that for you in a second. And out on track in the Toro Rosso. A lot of guys have been struggling around here this week. It's a very polarising track in terms of opinion. People either love it or they hate it. Personally, I quite like the track, but I'm not particularly quick here. I know that Cookie, I was practicing with him last night, he's very confident. And I believe the quote was, "I can't wait to see you in the interviews when I win tomorrow." So he's already put the mockers on himself. Unless he can pull something out of the bag. Rick getting ready to start his first flying lap then. Let's ride on board. Through the final corner, take the ball out with us, head down the straight to the first corner, which is this little kink to the right. Not really a corner, but that's turn 1. Turn 2 is approaching us rapidly as we get up to well over 300 kilometers an hour. Turn in, clip the curb on the inside and head out towards turn 3, a long slow left-hander. Braking hard for turn 4, another 90-degree corner. You can often cut the corners around here, but you've got to be careful. Track limits are very strict and there's nothing really to base it off. There's no gravel on the inside or grass or anything. They're all concrete and tarmac runoff areas. Very tidy from Rick so far. We'll see a lot of the guys, I think, going out for their first lap and making it round, getting a lap on the board, getting a time on there before they really start to push, because when you really go for it around here, getting that perfect line through the corners can be quite difficult. We're coming to sector 3 now, much more twisty section. Good traction and front end stability are required. Just to let off there through that right hander, but we're coming to the penultimate corner now. It's slow on the exit. Through the final corner we go for the first time of the evening. 1:31.9 from Rick. That's still a respectable time, actually. Tichy behind him, nearly a second down. 1:32.8. Let's jump across to the man with all the confidence. Thomas, by those, just beaten that time with a 1:31.4. Cookie has bailed out of his lap, so he must have invalidated it somewhere. Welcome all of you. 11 viewers so far. That's good to see. Good to see. We're only 4 minutes in. Let's see how many more we can get. And that's just reminded me, I need to wish a very happy birthday to Perry, our only Tier 3 champion so far. 2-time Tier 3 champion. Currently racing in Tier 2, and as far as I'm aware, is currently not fully in control of his sensibilities, as it should be on a birthday. So many happy returns. We hope you do well tomorrow to mark the occasion. Meanwhile, out on track, KV missed last week at Monza, puts himself P4 on the board at the moment. This is that one. Sygate and the other Mercedes has backed out of that lap. Must have invalidated somewhere. Unless he's going to go again. No, he's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel, that's why he's going slowly. So Kyle's currently on an outlap. Raidcon in the Red Bull. Had a strong showing last time out, but I think we'll have been a little bit disappointed with the result. Didn't quite go according to plan for him. Thank you, Pure Blades, for the subscription. Good man. He's straight in. Fantastic. Subscriber number 2 after KV, of course. It's great to see. It's lovely when everybody supports the stream and supports what we do. We are a completely volunteer outfit, after all. We all just do it because we love racing each other, to be brutally honest. We've never thought of this as anything other than just some fun to have in an evening. So for people to actually come out and support it is great. Apologies for that black box. That's an update that's finally installed itself. I didn't know it was doing. It's Raycon coming round, about to start his lap. Crosses the line. He's got a car in front of him. But I'm not sure who that is. It's the one racing point of Bossman. Blaze, if you manage to crash around here to the point where you're out of the race, I'll be amazed. There's nowhere to crash. There just isn't. It's wing damage, fair enough, but there's nowhere to put it in a wall and lose a wheel. And Raycon has one of the Toro Rossos behind him. That'll either be the Camping Ducks or Rick on an outlap. Both of them are out on track. But I think Raidcon's going to be getting his lap affected by Bossman, who is also on one. No, he gets out of the way well in the racing point. So Raid now onto the isn't back straight. Turn 4. How did you manage to bin it at turn 4? Ray's going to have to be quick to get out of the way of that Toro Rosso once he gets through the final 2 corners. Toro Rosso's that was. Oh, it was Rick. It was Rick. So let's jump across to Justin now, coming through to start his lap. And we've got a McLaren in the pits again. And that's Cookie invalidating a second lap time. Justin now looking to get a time on the board. We've got 9 minutes just under left in the session, so there will be time for 2, maybe 3 runs for some of these guys if they really want to go for it. Steve, AMG F1 in the Red Bull, rejoining the league after some time away, has taken over from Tennis Freak. He was unavailable last week, but is now back in and racing and raring to go. Justin running a little bit wide there on the exit. Might have invalidated the time, but he's still pushing on. Onto the isn't straight. A little bit aggressive on the curb there as he comes into sector 3, but might be okay just to get himself a time on the board. One of the Ferraris behind him, again, could be either, and I think we were right. I think he has invalidated. I've just had a message from my lovely colleague. He is on his way. The birthday boy is in the chat, everybody. Wish him all the best. Saigate in the second Mercedes, Teammate currently on pole position. He'll be looking to get up there and challenge. So let's see what he can do. He's not invalidated, so he's carrying on. Second to last corner's good. Final corner's good. Crosses the line at the moment. So the guys in danger. They're cutting it fine at the minute to get a lap in. The Camping Ducks, Justin and Eat the Cookie. Let's put the pressure on Cookie and jump on board when he goes for his lap. Okay, through the final corner. Takes a wide line out there, does Cookie. Not one I'm used to seeing, but he's recommended it to me numerous times. Into turn what? In turn 2 even. Turn 2. Got that well. Perry has subscribed as well at tier 1 level. Congratulations, well done Perry, thank you very much. 3 subscribers now. We're making moves, people. No, in all seriousness, we can't thank you all enough for those of you who have subscribed, and even those of you who just follow us. That is fantastic to see. He runs wide on the exit of the corner onto the isn't. And yeah, I am stealing that from the Grand Tour. Into sector 3. Pit box is full, so Roz's coming out. It'll be his run for pole. Cookie running wide again. He might have been validated, but he's carrying on, so he must be okay. Into the final corner, crosses the line, puts himself second, 1/10 off Thomas at the moment. And he should have enough time to get himself back to the pits and out again before the timer runs down on him. And Matt's here, yay! I'm sure he'll be joining the party very shortly. Meanwhile, let's go and have a look at one of the other men in danger. Camping Ducks. Teammate currently in 3rd position in the McLaren sandwich. Can the young man get himself up there and support him? What? Don't ruin it, Perry. Come on, I'm getting everyone to wish you happy birthday. And then no, it's tomorrow. Or are you just getting drunk tonight so that you can race tomorrow and win and put us all to shame? Rick getting out of the way of his teammate. I would have thought maybe could have given him a bit of a tow down that straight there, but chose to get out of the way. Oh! And Camping Ducks has invalidated again. He's really going to have to do a one-shot qualifying if he wants to get himself anywhere near the front. He's limiting himself now badly. Justin is the other man who was in trouble. He's now put himself into P4. Hello, Matthew.
Sorry, I completely lost track of time.
Fret not, pet. We've been doing fine.
It's alright. You know, you joking earlier that you didn't need me. You didn't need me. Exactly. You're just trying it out.
We've had 2 subscribers as well.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
The people like us.
Yes, I turned off notifications and everything. That on my phone.
Oh, well, I gathered. You're not normally unresponsive. So, let's jump across. Thomas currently going for his next fast lap. That will be his run for pole. Although, I think he's going out a bit early, maybe, to be honest with you.
I would suggest that's avoiding traffic more than anything, to be fair, mate.
Probably, yeah.
So we have got 19 runners this evening. That's the last thing he wants.
Yeah, and I'm guessing by the times people are setting, it's going to be a dry race. Well, now I come to think about it. But I might be wrong, so barring any rain, it's an easy one-stop strategy, soft to medium.
I would suggest it's dry, because after yesterday we know how quick Cookie is, and that's pretty much on the level that he said yesterday.
I think Thomas might have just invalidated that lap there, and he's got a lot of traffic ahead of him.
That's what we were just talking about.
Toro Rosso needs to get out of the way.
It was camping ducks as well.
And he's only on an out lap, and he's now affecting Thomas's lap. Runs very wide, and Rick's retired. That's in the pits, I think. And yeah, Thomas has given up on the lap, and if it, I'll be honest,
I can't tell who's on laps, who's on not, because it's just chaos.
Yeah, Camping Ducks has definitely got in the way of Thomas on that lap, though.
Steve is 1.2 seconds up on his current time.
1.2. Let's jump across to Steve. 1.2 would give him a not so great time, to be brutally honest. Runs wide on the final corner, but gets away with it. 32 flat for Steve. Okay, so Steve into P6. That's his final gambit done. Let's have a look at one of the Alpha boys. Tichy's probably the one man who can get up there out of those two. Stumpy's been struggling all week with this circuit. He's not confident.
We have heard from Team Stumpchy.
Team Stumpchy. They're going for everybody taking each other out and just sailing through to victory, aren't they? That's their plan of attack.
I've heard many of their plans this week. Apparently 9th and 10th as well. Oh, and KV's just stuck it in the wall.
KV in the wall. Whereabouts?
That is third to last corner. So what's that? Turn. Hang on, I'm trying to watch that.
Maybe. Well, Cookie's on a lap as well. You can keep an eye on him. Tichy now approaching sector 3. Split time is half a second up.
Cookie's not improved. He's a tenth and a half down.
Tenth and a half down for Cookie. He might be able to claw that back at some point. Tichy's not going quick enough to get himself into the top runners yet, unless he's had a mighty sector 3. Comes through the final corner, across the line, and Tichy invalidated. He was 7/10 quicker. As you said, Cookie did improve. He's taken pole position.
Mighty third sector.
And Pure Blades has put it in the wall as well. I'm not sure where that is though.
Oh, it's like pretty much the same place as KV. No, we'll find out what turn that is.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, so that looks like... I know we've got... we're just waiting for Steve to retire from the session. He's approaching the pit lane now. And that will be good. So, Eat Cookie is on pole position, time 1:31.363. Just under a tenth faster than Thomas in the Mercedes. Manirik is third, Justin fourth, Rosa in fifth. Good qualifying from the McLarens. And from the Red Bulls as well, 6th and 7th, Steve and Raidcon together. Forza Fredo in P8. We will jump back across and have a look at those positions more thoroughly in just a second. There we go. Forza Fredo in P8, Bossman P9 and KV P10. All those guys will be starting on the soft tyre unless it's raining. Then you have Cygate, Stonewall Seth, Titchy, Conal, Stumpy, Pureblades, Camping Docks, Dan Hilton and Millsies, all starting on whatever tyre they choose. They can do what they like.
I would suggest that is probably qualifying session you kind of expected in terms of the order.
Camping Docks I would have expected to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
And probably Titchy as well, but
a little bit higher, but
yeah,
that, I think it's about right.
yeah. I mean, around a difficult track as well. So while we wait for these guys to sort out their strategies, etc., it's a dry start as we can see. I'm just going to run an ad real quick, and hopefully this time it works. So we'll see you in a minute, everybody. Right. Gone for break. Apologies there, everybody. Note to self, do not drink 2 litres of fluid before you start commentating. It's never good. So, as we start off, let's have a look at what tyres people have chosen. So, top 10, of course, all on the softs. Same for Cygate and Stonewall Seth, and Titchy on the mediums, Conal on the softs, Stumpy, Pureblades, Camping Docks and Dan Hilton on the mediums, and Millsies at the back on the soft as well.
Just going to throw in, I'm expecting Cookie to get a penalty.
Was he the naughty boy who pressed it first?
Yes, indeed.
2 spells just subscribed, 4 now. Good man.
The man. The myth.
The legend. 2 spells subscribed. They say that was the 3 subscribed. Yeah. If you know the magic of Scott Sterling.
Scott Sterling!
That man's face. It's a beautiful thing. So, if anyone in the chats... Blades, how are you typing that and driving your formation lap? Don't play games, boy. Don't you do this to me. If anyone can give us confirmation of the weather for the race. I'm assuming it's dry all the way.
Maybe he's got his mum doing it. Because we've had that before, haven't we?
We've had something similar to that before, but that person's mother did not have permission to be on there. And yep, dry all race. Thank you, Blades. So,
boring one stop it is, isn't it?
a boring one stop, but hopefully the action will all be on track.
Of course it will be. Never doubt tier 3.
And with it being the 5th of November tomorrow, hopefully we can have some fireworks a day early. But here we go. As the lights go out, we get a glitch. They power up. And away we go for the Russian Grand Prix in Tier 3. Cookie gets away well. Thomas tucks in behind. Rick as well. It's all as you were off the start. Cygate's got ahead of KV. And oh, there's some touching going on. We've got one car in the wall. Big tank slappers going on. And Justin didn't follow the mandate to go between the marked boards. That will be a probable penalty.
Raycon as well, dropping places like a stone.
Raycon dropping places. Raycon, big wing damage on that Red Bull.
Few with front wing damage.
There is. We've got Stumpy as well at the back with wing damage. And he's on the medium tyre. That's going to be costly.
That was a bit laggy.
Steve up to P4, and him and Thomas are battling still for P4.
And
inside each other.
Yep. There's no way of saying it.
No, they are. Forza Fredo though, lightning start from the Ferrari man up to P3. With those two battling, but they could go 3 wide into the hairpin here. They have gone 3 wide. That's not going to work. Forza Fredo is lucky to come out of that with no damage. In fact, they've all come out of it with no damage.
Camping Ducks has retired, and Millsy has as well.
Camping Ducks and Millsy's both retired. Tichy.
That'll be turn 13.
That's the hairpin. Tichy was in the wall as well. Safety car is out. The safety car is out, people.
Anna, you get the champagne. Where is it? I'll be back.
And Steve has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Who's pitted in first? Rick has pitted. So Roz has pitted. Stumpy's pitted. All these guys with wing damage, this brings them back into play. What tyre is Rick going for? He's going for...
Tichy as well, so both alphas.
Both alphas are still in this race. Rick's gone for the hard tyre and a wing change. Stumpy, hard tyre and a wing change. In fact, they're all going to go hard tyre, I think. Roz is on the mediums. That could, depending on how long this safety car stays out for, that could be a genius move. That could bring him back up into the contention of winning this race.
Stumpy's gone wide in turn 1 out, coming out of it.
Yeah, but he's followed the directive and gone through the marker boards, so that's all well and good. That's where he should be. Let's jump back up to our race leader, Eat the Cookie, currently behind the safety car. Steve and Thomas still mounting one another is the only way I can put it.
You talk about lightning starts, Pure Blades is up to 8th. So he's gained 8 positions.
Yes, in fact, I should put that on, shouldn't I? Position change. So let's have a look at the big winners and the big losers. So the major winner, as you said, is Pure Blades, up 8 places. But you've also got 4 places gained for Steve, Forza Fredo, Bossman, Cygate. The big loser appears to be Rosa in P6, but he has stopped. Dropping down 6 rather, and the same for Raidcon, but both those guys have stopped. In fact, I'm pretty confident, yeah, everybody from 10th downwards has made a pit stop.
I'm still seeing Thomas and Steve switching places like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, so am I. We'll let them get on with that. So whilst we wait, let's see, where's the... So Tichy's the next man to catch the... He's the last man to catch the train. So the safety car will probably pit in...
Again, he's got front wing damage behind the safety car.
Has he?
And he was on hards. Oh, no.
Maybe he could go to mediums from here and be fine. But we'll see. What has he gone for?
The Murph tyre.
Medium. And he has. Torrid qualifying. Torrid race. He'll come back next week at Bahrain, no doubt, with a vengeance.
Just got a 5-second time penalty for severe collision. What is going on behind the safety car?
These guys all wanting to keep the tyres warm, all wanting to press on. And
he's got front wing damage as well.
Big front wing damage as well. So he'll have to stop. He needs the safety car to go for another lap, but I'm not sure it will. I think it'll come in this time around. Although the big question is, when does Stumpy catch the train? Because he's the limiting factor on when that safety car comes in. So all the cars have to be behind it.
Oh, he's going to catch it easily.
Yeah, but is it before the start of Sector 3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he will, yeah. Can see the train ahead of us. So the two Alphas bring up the rear of the train. Early drama. Okay, we've got Matrix in the chat saying this is what happened in the practice race earlier on today, and he said that the guys on the hard tyre from this point onwards did quite well. So in that case it's going to be Rick, Raidcon and Seth. I wouldn't count Rosa out of this just yet either. Safety car is in this lap.
Bossman's got 5 seconds for severe collision with Fredo. What is going on?
So let's jump back. Oh dear, Steve and Thomas are still all over each other. Let's see what Cookie's restart is like. He doesn't want to go too soon or he'll be limited. He's got to wait until the safety car enters the pit lane before bolting.
Hasn't gone yet. Oh,
He's gone. That's not the best restart from him. You can slow the field down right away from the Sector 3 split. And he could come under pressure from Steve into turn 2. He's giving it everything down that straight to try and keep himself ahead. And he has done. Fredo, though, pops out for a move on Thomas.
That's going to be some kind of penalty.
Potentially. Both of them come through unscathed. Thomas will have the inside line, so he might be able to come back at him. But Fredo, no, Fredo's taken the position. Up to P3.
I don't think Thomas is going to be too happy about that, because he didn't really stay on the track to
No,
make the move.
that's a fair point. We've got Justin in the pits. Bossman is carrying on. Has he got wing damage, do we know? No, he's alright after his collision. Justin's gone onto the hard tyre, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for him, except for the fact now that everybody else in front of him is 30 seconds up the road.
It's back up to racing speed. Needed that safety car to stand out.
Yeah, he did. Mills is in the chat saying he believes in Dan Hilton, currently in P13, but he's under pressure from Conal into the hairpin. Holds his position well. Falls Fredo the first man for the 3-second time penalty. And you've got Tichy in the lead, Alfa Romeo currently on the soft tyre. Pressing the advantage on the two ahead of him. In fact, he's put Conal under so much pressure he's had to back off his attack of Dan Hilton. Tichy could go for the move. He pulls out on the brakes.
Blade's gone deep and he's obliterated
the marker boards, has he? I might be requesting that video, seeing as he was talking about doing it in the chat earlier.
Rick is looking down the inside of KV. Oh, this contact. Rick is rounding into the wall. Oh, don't reverse. Jesus.
Ooh,
Ah.
that's not good.
2 underwear for the Williams.
So Rick with some big wing damage.
There's been a lot of wheel bashing going on, especially towards Dan Hilton. 2 people got 5-second time penalties for severe collisions with him.
And then Forza Fredo as well under the safety car. Conal's dropped back behind Tichy, who's now going for a move on Dan Hilton into the hairpin. Simple move for him. Stumpy, meanwhile, biding his time back there in P15, watching this battle go on ahead of him. Conal pushing Dan Hilton wide and taking the long way around. Steve's in, lap 4 for Steve. Let's see what he goes to.
That is surprisingly early, especially if you've had naps behind the safety car.
It depends what tyre he goes to. If he's going for the hard tyre, then Oh, it's his drive-through for speeding.
Of course. Duh.
Ricky's in. And the medium tyres will make it from here, so...
Tichy's made the move on Stonewall Seth.
Yes.
For the last points paying position.
Tichy on the march. 3.6 now the gap to Raycon in front, but Raycon is on hard tyres, so expect that to come down rapidly over the next 2 to 3 laps, and then after that maybe level out.
See, we've got Fredo and then a train, we've got KV and a train, and we've got Tichy that's now overtaken Seth, and then the train behind him.
We have Sygate in DRS of Bossman though. The battle for P4, and then, well, it's the battle for P2 really, isn't it? Thomas closing in on Fredo as well. He'll want vengeance for that move earlier on. Forza Fredo doing really well though, actually. I mean, I say that like I'm surprised, but...
So it's the second group we need to keep an eye out for, I think.
Bossman going for the early move on Thomas. He's got up to P3 and he'll have DRS. This might be a double overtake for the Racing Point if it can get up towards Fredo.
Not quite close enough.
Bossman and Thomas going side by side into turn 2. That's never going to end well.
Someone picks up 3 seconds.
He can probably get that warning removed. Thomas did not leave him a lot of space.
On the outside.
Forces him wide though. That puts him under pressure from Sygate behind him. Great battle from these two. The two Mercedes trying to work together to defeat their customer team. And I'm sorry about the lag. That is my connection, not these guys.
So Rosa's pretty much pushing KV around the track.
Rosa will come through this time around, I think. Easy move under DRS, I think. KV's out.
So he's got the move done, Danny.
He has, but probably the wrong time to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. They've both got DRS.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, no, fair play. He's still got to defend the inside.
Rosa goes deep, and they seem to intertwine with each other.
Yeah, they're currently ghosting together. That's ridiculous.
Oh, my head is hurt.
Yeah, why am I need to move away from that. I was mesmerised for a second there. Steve's
got past Dan Hilton. Dan Hilton's got front wing damage.
I'm not surprised from all the argy-bargy was going on. Jacob in the chat saying it's looking good for McLaren 1-2. I wouldn't count Thomas and Sygate out of this one just yet. And I'd still keep an eye on...
Yes, I would keep an eye on
the likes of Raidcon.
People in 8th and 9th as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or Raycon actually, because Raycon can get to the end.
Raycon can just push now and definitely go to the end. Pure Blaze will have to look after those a little bit. Rosa will as well.
Tichy's gone past Pure Blades.
He has, into P9, and he will try... like I said, he's starting to hold off, closing in on Raycon now. KV really close to the back of Rosa, but his DRS is broken. Flap not opening to give him that straight line speed boost to pass the McLaren, and that might be the reprieve Rosa needs to be able to push on, get into DRS of Bossman, and then hold that position off.
Cookie's got a window. I think there's a window for him to come out into clear track.
We'll soon find out. See, what's he going for? Lap 80 pits.
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
It's the mediums for Cookie, and he's going to drop in...
It's between Stumpy and Steve. And that's where that gap is.
Steve just coming across the line now. Cookie should be out well ahead, but we'll see as we come around this corner. There's the McLaren just ahead of us. And Steve still has to stop again, so it's not looking good for Steve unless we get ourselves another safety car.
So
meanwhile,
Fredo, Thomas, Sygate, Bossman, all pit now. They're gonna be out behind Steve. Should be out behind Steve.
Yep. Forza Fredo does now lead the race.
Sorry, Danny. KV joined the back of this group now.
We have KV now has his DRS working. So does Rosa. Is it going to be a lunge? No, KV holds his ground. Two spells in the chat saying Tichy could stop for another set of softs. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, God. That's just awful to watch. Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
And somehow KV's back through.
Oh no! Bossman has missed the pit entry and he's collided with Thomas, Sygate.
Did he go too deep?
He's gone too deep and he's reversing and I don't know now what he's doing.
Okay, I think, unless he needs to just keep going. Come back round and then stop next time. Both Mercedes are in though, so
that's compromised the Mercedes.
It's compromised Sygate a lot. Lack of communication from those guys, and I know they are friends.
Oh, no, because it wouldn't have happened.
Because of the crash. Yeah. No, yeah. Fair point. Both of them out medium tyres. Sygate with a new wing.
Because there was a gap in between them easily.
Cookie's managed to get ahead of Stompy. Those guys will be in a party, I'm pretty sure of that. So that might have been an easier move than expected. Next up for him is Stonewall Seth. He's definitely not in a party with Seth. So he will have to make that move off his own back. Although he is on fresh mediums, Seth on wearing hards. So I don't think it'll be too difficult. Got Rosa though up into P2. It's just whether that tyre can make it to the end. Got both Ferraris as well. I'm not sure when those guys are going to pit because those soft tyres are not going to be feeling good. KV's coming in now. Forza Fredo is going on.
They've been behind the safety car, so I suppose they could have. They're stretching it a little bit longer than what we expected.
Maybe, but why would you though? Why would you not just push harder?
Maybe it's something.
Stonewall Seth has pitted on the hard tyre. Has he got wing damage?
Can't see.
No. No, he's just stopping for mediums.
Probably because he just doesn't like the hards. I don't blame him.
Maybe. No, I don't either. They don't feel great. Bossman comes in for his stop.
KV jumps Thomas. It shows you how much that incident has affected.
Yeah, the two Mercedes guys. Although Thomas now right behind the Ferrari on warm tyres. Ooh, back end steps out for him there. Well saved.
I was just hunting down.
Yeah. DRS is open. The Ferrari sticks to its line and holds P1. That's only going to delay the inevitable. It'll either be as he pits.
He's coming in. He's coming in.
Yeah.
Definitely got to come.
So the thing is, if you're Rosa now, what tyre did Rosa start on? Can you check in the race director?
He started
I think it's softs, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did.
So Rosa now leads the race. In theory, doesn't have to pit again. He is 4 seconds clear of Raidcon.
Yep.
With 15 laps to go. The next man who is realistically going to be there to challenge him, with the exception of Raidcon, is Cookie in P4.
Correct.
Who is 10.5 seconds behind him. Now I don't know if we can do a comparison on lap times at the end of this lap between Cookie and Rosa and just see what the delta is. But I don't think it's going to be the required amount.
Oh, that last lap, Cookie did a 35.7 and Rosa did a 37.8.
Nice.
So, 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, that's going to reduce itself now, isn't it? Thomas has managed to get past KV, by the way.
Justin's round.
Justin's round in sector 1. And wing damage is all good, there's nothing there. And Cookie is past Blades.
See, I'm scared of mentioning people's names and they're having a good race because there was much assassination in the commentary box last week.
Yeah, there was, but that wasn't either of us.
No, it wasn't. But I don't want it to continue. I'm scared. So I would say Pure Blades is having a good race and bring points home for the Haas combined.
And Forza Fredo's out. How on earth has he lost it there?
A snapper
Must have been.
on the curb? The exit curb?
I'm not sure, but yeah, Fredo's out. He's having a great race.
Which side is it? Which
It's
side has got the front wheel?
right.
Okay, I think I know what he's done. So he's possibly gone wide, got onto the curb, putting the power down, and it snapped, and he's tried to correct it, it's gone the other way.
Do you reckon he's had a bit of a tank slapper? Steve coming out of the pits behind Cygate. Fresh mediums for Steve, so he's going to the end. So unlucky for Fredo, he's having a great race. He was looking on for a really good result, probably his best ever, and now he's out. 2 spell. Oh dear. Have you seen the chat? Look, 2 spell in the chat. I'll do it then. Forza Fredo is having a great race. Then mere seconds later. Oops, my bad. See, Fredo, if you've got someone to target, go for 2 spell. So now we're settling into that period of the race where nothing really happens. Normally it's closer to the finish than this, but I think we might have some exciting endings to come.
We've possibly got 4 guys that need to pit again.
Yeah, Blades needs to stop again, I know that for sure.
Blades hasn't made a pit stop.
Stumpy and Rosa might. See, when I did some running yesterday, when we did that run yesterday, you and I, the mediums would have lasted the full race distance without entering puncture range. But it just depends on the pace, because if Rosa was to stop again, let's have a look at the time. If he stopped again, so what we're saying for a pit stop, 22 seconds?
Give or take it.
Yeah, if he stopped again now, he would come out with Thomas in P6. And that would put him 15 to 20 seconds, depending on how good the stop was, etc., behind the race leader, which would then be Raidcon.
If he's gonna stop, he's got to think about stopping within the next 5 laps or so.
If he's going to, but I'm not sure he will. I don't know what I'd do, because obviously track position is everything. It's not a track that's incredibly difficult to overtake at, as long as you've got...
Put it this way, I know for a fact there's going to be a multi-21 coming.
What, a McLaren multi-2? What?
Yes, it will.
He's got to catch up, yeah. He's got 7.3 seconds to make up. We'll see.
Going side by side. It's a nice little battle going on.
Conal and Rick. Yes, we've got Steve and Cygate as well. Conal's coming into the pits. Has he got wing damage? He has.
He has. I have a feeling you're going to get many incidents this week.
I do as well. And last week we had a fair few, but Steve and Cygate could be an interesting one. Steve has DRS. He's just within strike range if he really wants to go for it.
Connell up. That's a brave call.
No, he can make it to the end from there. I mean, they'll be crying out when we get to the end, but...
Oh, is he going to lose a place to Dan Hilton? Here we go.
Yes. Thank you all, those of you who have followed us this evening. I know there's a couple of you that I've missed. Who's this?
This is 15th and 16th. I know it's not an important place, but it's a place that matters. Oh, they touch. It's Dan Hilton, Connell.
Connell should have it. Softer tyres.
Dan Hilton says no.
He does. Holds the inside and then blocks off the undercut. Nice. But Connell's going to come back at him into turn 5. Cuts the corner in doing so. Gets himself a penalty for his trouble.
I'm not going to look at the penalties, it's going to be horrendous.
Raid versus Cookie is the new focus. And indeed you're right, Cookie not quite close enough to make the move yet. But he's closing in.
Team Stumpy doing well, 5th and 8th.
Certainly are. They'll be very pleased with that result if it stays the way it is, but I have a feeling Thomas might be making a move on Stumpy pretty soon. Look at that, it's just the line Thomas took through there compared to Stumpy was just so much quicker, so much more speed carried through the corner. That's the 7-lap difference on those tyres. Meanwhile, back up to the battle for second. Cookie has the wing open.
Defence to the inside.
That's a really bad camera angle.
Oh, tries to squeeze him.
And does so.
He says, no, I'm going to have that position, thank you very much.
Cookie's through. P2 for the McLaren. And he should now pull away. Raycon will have one chance into turn 2 to take that position back. And this will be it. I don't think he's close enough.
Steve... late. Oh, he's got front wing damage.
That's Steve.
Now, where's that from?
I'm not sure. But he's been battling with Cygate since they both came out of the pits. So.
Yeah, it wasn't then, when I went on board with them. He's going to stay out. Probably should get him this time around. He's closing. Closing, defends to the inside, Steve goes to the out. Gives him the squeeze.
Steve ran off the circuit there, that should have been through the marked boards.
Cygate has it back, though.
Great battling from these two.
That just reminded me of the IndyCar footage I saw the other day.
Oh, they're lying through the final corner. Oh yeah.
Who needs a circuit?
Yeah, just drive where you like. Dan Hilton has pitted for soft tyres. And Raycon picks up a 3-second penalty. That's not going to be good for him. KV in the sole remaining Ferrari, looking to hunt down Stumpy for P6.
I'm concerned about Blades.
What, going this deep?
Yeah, he's dropping a lot of time.
Where would he stop? He already come out if he pitted now, so... If he pitted now, he'd come out P9. Just behind Rick, and he'd be able to push on and get him.
Sorry, Danny, I'm still watching this Cygate Steve battle side by side again. Sligo cut to the last corner. Steve ran the outside.
Which one of them's going to have DRS? Sygate's going to have it. That's fine.
Sligo got back past down the back straight. Yeah, Blaze has just lost nearly a second.
Yeah, he needs to stop. Sector 1 yellows. Justin's around again.
That's with Boss Man.
Yep, I think that might be an incident we'll see more about. Steve and Sygate still together.
Davey's caught the back of Stumpy, so Stumpy and Blaze now just may need to actually come in. Both losing a lot of time.
Well, Stumpy, I think Stumpy's in a position where he needs to either commit to the end or he needs to stop now. Those are his options. Blades should have stopped a couple of laps ago, if we're honest.
Yep. Stumpy is staying out again. Blades losing another position.
Blades staying out though, that's the thing, that's what worries me. Why is he not stopping?
I can understand Stumpy and Rosa doing it because they've already pitted, but Blades hasn't pitted yet, and the softs can do what do we say, 8 to 11 laps?
Yeah.
If you want to start, yeah. And we're now what, 9 laps to go?
Yeah, it's
so it should do it a bit easily.
It should do, and we'll see. Justin has retired in the pit lane.
Dan Hilton's ghosting, so I don't know if he's left the session as well.
No, I imagine the leaders come somewhere near him. Yeah, it's the leaders coming through, so all cars that now that are getting lapped. And Rosa's stopping. Rosa has pitted. This should bring him out. Still in P9, I think. Cookie takes the lead, and he should be able to hold that lead. Rosa's in. Soft tyres go on.
I'm going to say it now. In Cookie's words, don't bottle it.
So here comes Thomas. Blades is in. That's way too late to stop on that strategy.
Stumpy's in as well.
Since Stumpy's pitted as well.
So these guys are going to come out in that gap between Steve and Bossman.
Rosa, I thought, would come out a lot further down. He hasn't. He's done well for himself. He's managed to come out in P4.
There was a... Yeah, it's that gap between Raker and Thomas. That's 12.5 seconds. I think that's what has kind of saved him because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So it was basically that.
So Rosa now 4.5 seconds behind Thomas, who is 12.5 seconds behind Raidcon. So I think podium finish is the best Rosa can hope for here. I think the top two are pretty much nailed on, assuming they both make it to the end. Yep. I think that's fair enough. Rosa, I think, will catch Thomas. Whether he'll be able to get past and hold it is another question. It just depends how fast he can catch up. Meanwhile, Blades 5 seconds behind Steve.
3 second time, but he's just added.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering to count them because there's so many.
No, we'll just wait until the end. We might keep an eye on the leading 4 or 5. Any major battles at the moment? Bossman and Stumpy, but Stumpy should pull away. Conal on Dan Hilton again, but Cookie's coming through to lap them both, so needs to keep out of the way of the leader. Just because the ghosting system is active does not mean you can just drive your normal line. You still have to get out of the way. There's Rosa with 3 seconds. That's not going to help his case, although he has caught up a second to Thomas since his pit stop.
He's got less penalties than what Thomas has anyway.
Okay.
Should be okay.
Okay, so whilst we're watching this race unfold, let's jump down to Cygate quickly, as he's looking like he's going to make a move on Stonewall Seth. I'll do a couple of plugs while I've got everybody here. All 27 of you, thank you all for joining us.
Outside of Stonewall Seth on turn 3.
Great move from Cygate. Puts himself up to P8.
Switchback. Who's near the orb?
No, Cygate defends it well. So, as I was saying, plugs. For those of you watching, if you know anybody, or you yourself would be interested in commentating for Contest of Speed, just as we're doing now, and you are based in North America, or are able to commentate to a North American time schedule, so that's 9 PM Eastern we're looking at, so 2 AM in the UK. If you're able to commentate at that time and are interested, make sure you get in touch with us. We're looking for 2 people to commentate our American tier races, because as much as I love it, I don't want to do it every week. My eyes don't like it when I have to give them only 3 hours closed.
You also have a life probably as well?
Yeah, well, there's that, yeah. I mean, people say I don't, but I do. Yeah. Jumping back to Rosa's, closing in just within 2 seconds now of Thomas. So we're looking for those 2 guys. If you're interested, we're also looking for video editors and photo editors. If you're interested in helping us out, please get in touch. You either do that on Instagram, that's at Contest of Speed, or on Twitter at cos_F1. You can do via email as well, which I will check for you, because I've forgotten off the top of my head.
I've seen Raycon lose 3 seconds in a lap.
To Thomas?
Yeah.
Will those hards hit the cliff?
Possibly, I'd be surprised if they have. Simply because of how long you can go on the mediums.
Okay.
You can do at least 17 laps on mediums, can't you? So.
Yeah, Rosa now within 1.5 seconds of Thomas. But meanwhile, Rick closing in on Tichy for P6.
Which is strange, because Rick's got a far older tyre.
Yeah, and more ERS as well.
He just finally caught on to the back of Steve, who's closing on Stonewall Seth, who's closing on Cygate still.
All bunching up again towards the end of the race. That's cosf1league@gmail.com, by the way, if you want to get in touch. So I think we're going to see Blades make a move on Steve here. Goes to the outside of the Red Bull. This is bold.
Goes down the inside. Oh, good move.
Indeed he does. Just caught the end of it on Tichy.
Rosa's nearly there.
He is. He should be there by the next DRS zone. In fact, he's there now. What he has to do is get past the Mercedes and hold him off for the last 4 laps it will be when we come across the line.
Rick's just got past Tichy, but I'm waiting for those tyres to then hit the cliff. Possibly with 2 to go. Tichy's still got a chance to overtake Rick again.
He has, he's still in range. We'll jump to them quickly. Steve also still within range of Pure Blades, but first up is Rosa going after Thomas. DRS opens. I don't think he's close enough this time around. Next time maybe. Tichy still within DRS of Rick, so he might get a move done as well. Again, not sure he's close enough this time around. What about Steve? He needs to do it this time around, or he's going to lose out because Blaze will be in range of Stonewall Seth.
Yep.
and he can't do it. Tichy's dropped out of DRS, so
he's not really making the ground I thought he would.
no, I think he's going to be going for the penalty boost.
Which is going to be a big.
And here goes Rosa down towards the hairpin.
Get a squeeze on.
Showing Thomas he's there. This could be our battle for the final podium place, and it'll take us to the end. Although I think it'll be an easy move for Rosa down to turn 2.
How much has Rosa got left once he gets past, well, if he gets past Thomas, but once he gets past Thomas, how much he got left to catch up with Raid in terms of penalties, both closing in?
Here they are. Rosa, DRS open, into overtake. Thomas is going to try and do him on the brakes. And holds it. Great defending from Thomas. But Rosa's going to try around the outside. At turn 3, I don't think that's going to happen for him. Or is it? No, it is! Inside of turn 4! Sweeps through. But Thomas isn't going to let it go without a fight. And all the time, Raid is hoping that they do. They keep fighting, keep battling. Putting each other off. Causing each other to get penalties.
I can see that. I'm going to go bold, and it's going to be a McLaren 1-2 regardless, I think.
Do you think?
Yep.
Well, that's your prediction.
It's whether Ray can keep that podium spot.
I think you're right.
He's struggling.
Rosa now nearly out of DRS to Thomas. So we've got 2 laps to go. So if you want to start putting your votes for driver of the day into the chat, and we'll see what comes up. I think if Raycon stays on the podium, I think potentially he's on for it. Cookie, of course, leading from lights to flag.
I mean, what could have happened if the Mercedes didn't have their incident at that racing point?
Fair point, yeah. Sygate would have been up there with this battle, probably.
Thomas would have been up there. Thomas would be a lot closer than what he is now.
Rosa probably would have had to stay out and just bear those tyres. Pure Blades closed right up to the back of Stonewall Seth. Has DRS.
He's going to get him as well. So much more speed.
Should be an easy move for the Haas, but Seth's going to hold the inside line. A Blade swoops through regardless. Good move from the young man. Jumping back up to Rosa then. 5.3 now the gap to the Red Bull. It's closing all the time.
Good. Have a quick check. See. So that's 3.
Jacob is asking what the difference in penalties is between Cookie and Rosa. I don't think it's going to be 15 seconds more for Cookie, if I'm honest.
Cookie has got 1, and so has Rosa. Raycon's got 1. Tom's got 3.
Ooh,
4.
so
He's just picked up another one. 4.
Ooh, so at the minute the podium is fixed as it is then.
He's got to be careful, you know, because KV's got 3 seconds. So you guys do the maths. What's 12 minus 3?
Yeah,
and what's the gap between Thomas and KV?
There's only a 10th in it. KV, if you're listening, push on, lad, push on. I'm not biased at all because I'm in a Ferrari this season, but crack on, lad, you can get yourself 4th here. Rosa now, it's 4.3 behind Raidcon. He got a DRS boost off of the Williams of Dan Hilton that he ended up lapping. Although those softs now are going to start to wane a little bit on this last lap. I don't think he's going to have enough. You can see the Red Bull in front. He's got to make up another second.
About to go through turn 15 and 16.
Yes, let's jump to our race leader. 2 corners to go. He's waited a while. He's not finished a race this season so far. 1 corner to go for Cookie. He rounds it and he wins the Russian Grand Prix for Tier 3 by quite a long way as well. Raidcon in second at the moment. Will finish second on track, but will he hold it to Rosa? Yes, he will.
Oh, it's going to be close for 4th.
Here comes KV. 1 corner to go for the Ferrari. Can he do it? No, he can't. 6/10 in it. Keeps P5. Rick comes across for 6th. Tichy jumps him. Takes P6. Sygate now. He's going to come through and finish P8. Dan Hilton and Conal 14th and 15th respectively. Sygate's through. Pure Blades is through. Stonewall Seth jumps to P8. Great job.
Blades dropping places. Sygate dropping places.
Steve up to P9, scoring some points on his return debut. Bossman finally across to finish 13th.
I've just seen Stumpy stick it in the ball and cross the line.
Yeah. Okay, I've just had a message off Raid saying he's got a run. That's no problem at all, mate. Congratulations on P2. We'll see you next week, hopefully, in Bahrain. But McLaren double podium, not seen since, what, 2010? Two Spell, you can tell me that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Two Spell's your man for that kind of thing.
Two Spell will tell us in a moment, but let's see how we get on with the final stand-ins. Eat the Cookie takes his, I believe, his maiden win. Either way, it's his first win of the season in the McLaren. Raidcon and Rosa round off the podium. Thomas P4, KV P5, Tichy P6, Rick P7, Stonewall Seth, great finish in the end there to jump himself to P8, Steve P9, Sygate P10, Blades 11th, Stumpy 12th, Bossman 13th, Dan Hilton 14th, Conal 15th. Your DNFs: Justin, Forza Fredo, Camping Ducks and Millsies.
Call them penalties.
The penalties are huge. 2014 Australian Grand Prix, according to the Mighty Wizard. Magnussen and Button was the podium.
Okay, Mag.
Good old K-Mag. Right, so whilst we invite the two McLaren boys into the party to have a chat, just so you don't hear me plinking around and have just a blue horrible screen, I'm going to run an ad quick. We'll see you in a minute, everybody. Let's get them invited. So, welcome back, everybody. So we'll see if we can get these guys up and chatting for us in just a moment. Any questions you have for the two McLaren boys, get them in the chat for us now. Ray Connor's had to dash, unfortunately.
Hello?
Hello.
So,
Right, so make sure your audio's set to be shared, lads, and then we'll crack on. It's just you two this week.
Good.
How many people can Cookie upset this week?
All the Dutch, let's go for it.
We'll come to you in a minute, mate. Rosa, we'll start with you, mate. We thought you were going to go all the way on those mediums after the early safety car. Was that the original plan, or was it always to come in and stop again?
I was thinking, to be fair, I was thinking about it, and Cookie was asking me throughout the race, but to be fair, I think they're at 36%, and I felt like I'm starting to lose grip through corners, and some fast corners around here. Obviously, if you go a bit wide, you can spin into it, and that's the last thing I wanted. So I pitted again, and yeah, I thought I'd try and catch Raikkonen towards the end, but obviously ran out of laps.
Yeah, not quite close enough. Yeah. But no, it was a good performance. We thought maybe, like we say, we thought you might be able to stretch him, but if you felt like you were losing grip, that's fair enough. Were you worried too much about getting an earful if you crashed? Is that why you pitted?
He would have got an earful.
Yeah, it was actually a quiet chat to be fair. It was nice.
Was it? So when he's out front, he's calm, is he?
Yeah.
So
racing, I imagine.
Normally I'm out on lap 1, so
So normally
I don't
both
really
of you
have anything to focus on.
normally both of you have had troubled races so far this year. But to get a double finish and not only that, a double podium, doesn't get much better.
It does, 1-2, Rosa, come on.
I tried.
You failed.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But congratulations, P3. Hopefully we'll see you both again next week as another double podium, because this will be. I can imagine what I'm about to ask is going to give one of the best answers we've ever had. Cookie, go on, talk to us. How was that race?
I feel like letting you down now. It's alright. There you go.
Nice. Right, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, all I needed really was a good start. Get past lap 1. The famous lap 1 now. And then I thought then I'd be alright, because I thought I had the pace. I knew I had the pace. And the safety car came out, and I was not happy about that, because I didn't really know what I was doing.
He was terrified.
What, the restart?
I was also getting road rage at that safety car. I was doing 30 around some of them corners, and that's ridiculous. But kept with the same strategy even though the safety car came out, and yeah, worked well. Got me fastest lap, second to last lap, so not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. So you managed to renegotiate negotiate the restart, okay? Because I'll be honest, I thought you went too late.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just went. I didn't. To be honest,
Unknown territory.
I didn't know whether I'd get a penalty if I went too early and the safety car wasn't fully in the pit. So I just went as soon as I saw the safety car across the pit line.
Yeah, you have to wait until it crosses the limiter line, I think. If you go past it before then you get a penalty. But you can back people. You could back people right up, because that's what I was saying to Matt in commentary. Like, I'd have backed people right up as soon as we hit sector 3.
I was doing. I won by 10 seconds at the end of the day. Come on.
Fair play.
What's some appreciation now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's your life there, to be fair.
Yeah, he has. First win of the season, first points for McLaren as well, I think.
Yeah. First time I've got past lap 1. First time I've got past the third sector of a race.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing essentially, so.
You know?
But yeah, that safety
I
car
want to say
came
well
out.
done, but it's not exactly an achievement.
Why?
I mean, it's one
That-
lap. It's
About
avoiding a
80%
wall
of
for
my
about 90
races in this
seconds.
league 80% of the race in this league that I've competed in, I have dropped about 10 places, I reckon, in lap 1. Or died.
I just didn't want to get called a bottle. Sorry.
Well, you battled second.
No, I didn't.
Oh, who got driver of the day? Because I want to give it Raidcon, because that was incredible.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Raid in the end.
Right, yeah.
GG.
Those hard
Whoa.
tyres are terrible around this track. And he did very well to keep it in second.
He did really well. It's unfortunate he couldn't come for an interview, he's had to run last minute, but congratulations to him on P2 and to his Driver of the Day award, and that is where I think we're going to end it, unless you guys have got anything you want to put out to the world.
Told you I'd win.
You did, to be fair. You did.
Confidence is key.
Oh dear, love it.
So, thank you all. Thank you, Matt, for joining me for commentary. Thank you two for coming for an interview at the end. And thank you all at home very much for watching. If you want to see more of Contest of Speed, you can watch these guys race again next week, 10 PM UK time, and that will be at the Bahrain Grand Prix next week. But if you can't wait till then, you have tiers 2 and 1 European racing tomorrow and Wednesday nights, same time, 10 PM, around Russia. And then on Thursday evening, 9 PM Eastern, you have the American guys going as well. They'll be racing again around Russia. And on Friday we've got a special event. We've got an exhibition race against another league, against SFR. That will be at 8 PM in the UK, and that will be live streamed as well on Twitch. So make sure you tune in for that and show your support for us. It's a 10v10 battle, so make sure you tune in and show some support. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.